Hello everybody, welcome back to Zero Tolerance TV. ZT here. And honestly, salty as fuck ZT here. I've been playing Heroes of Might and Magic 2, which is a great game. But one of the campaign missions is so stupid. I just can't handle it. It's so dumb. I'm sure if I were like actually good, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But I'm not, and so it's so frustrating. I've never experienced this playing a Heroes game. It's pretty amazing. Anyone who hasn't played the series should definitely check it out. 2 and 3 are really the good ones. Just saying. Anyway, just thought I'd share that, vent a little bit. We've got some StarCraft here to talk about. This is going to be a very well-known Terran, NaDa, who's I don't think is named for the Spanish word, which means nothing. I think it's something else. I'm guessing that it could be. Maybe he really is nothing. I don't know, but I mean he's not nothing because NaDa is well. He's NaDa. He's great. Been around already for a little while at this point, and kind of stuck around forever. Well, not forever, but was a very relevant player for quite a long time. I think we're drawing. Oh shit! I can't say what that is. We're drawing a beach. A kite. It's a kite. Yes, it's definitely a kite. This is nostalgia, by the way. So the most interesting thing about this map, I think, is the entrance to the natural. It's like a double bridge, but there's also that high ground you can go through to get up there. So it's kind of an interesting natural. Not sure how you wall that in Protoss Reserve, but we're not going to be finding out because this is a Terran Reserve. NaDa is in the top right, and ChoJJa down at the bottom right. Okay, I think this is a scout. No, this is double Rax, I think. No, it can't be. This is double scout. Interesting. Yeah, he had a Rex in his main, so not a double scouting. Really wants to find where ChoJJa is very quickly. Might have something sort of aggressive planned. Could also be thinking, he wants to take a really greedy expansion and wants to make sure nothing cheesy's going on. I don't know. I think he's trying to be aggressive. This might even start building a bunker. Yeah, the Marine is on his way, so I do think this is definitely going to be an aggressive move from NaDa. I didn't see any gas taken, and the SCV is just attacking the depot, so... Oh yeah, he's pulling SCVs, so this is definitely a very cheesy play. ChoJJa has figured that out and pulled some drones of his own, so we're going to have a bit of a micro battle here. The Marine is kind of getting surrounded by these drones. This is an okay position for Terran if you don't get your Marines surrounded. Now, NaDa did micro pretty well, and ChoJJa, though, just, cancels the base. NaDa is going to build a bunker here, but he's sacrificed a lot of econ, and I actually think ChoJJa has... that's actually an Overlord to the left of his base, so there is no drone out on the map, but he's just going to start his hatchery in his main. Honestly, I think NaDa loses more doing this. They both pulled workers, but NaDa had to walk his all the way across the map. So it takes a lot longer for them to start mining again. They're only just getting back now. And ChoJJa really didn't lose anything. He lost 75 minerals for canceling the hatchery. And he lost some build time. Not a big deal. Obviously, he wanted the hatch there, but he's starting it now. And drone saturation for Zerg is not as important just because they tend to keep a lower worker count anyway. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see how this works out. NaDa does have a ton of Marines, so... And we did see him take gas, so I do expect some sort of follow-up. And it's going to be a factory. My guess is Starport, but definitely could be for maybe some vultures. Speed vultures would be really good. If ChoJa's maybe a little greedy, or even just doesn't have time to get the sunken colony down. Maybe that's sort of the idea with trying to cancel the hatchery like that, is let's try to delay the sunk and then I can run by with a couple speed vultures. That would be kind of a cool build. Not sure. We'll have to see what NaDa decides to do. I do think there's probably going to be stim or something with this attack. A lot of Marines made. Seems pretty free to get an academy and stim. And here the starport is started, so looks like probably drops. That would be my guess right now. Academy is started. Just about to finish, actually. Over there behind the minerals. Yeah, okay. So there's no, like, get here before your sunken colony is done or anything like that. There's just no time for that. The machine shop started on NaDa's factory. Could be, I guess this could be like a vulture drop too. Really, he has a lot of options from this situation. Obviously with the machine shop, he's going to be making some factory units. Just not sure what exactly. ChoJa, I'm not sure. I think that's maybe a hydrogen started next to that hatchery there. Observer did not click on it, so we do not know. I doubt that it's a fourth hatchery. That would be a little early. And I think if you were going to make a fourth hatchery, it's probably pretty easy to just go make it at a different base. Not sure, though. So NaDa has 2 medics. He's going to move out. Definitely wants to put some pressure on with stim. Which seems like a good thing to do. 1 sunk will not be enough. Okay, and it is going to be vultures. And some sort of vulture upgrade, I would have to assume. And with the support, or the control tower there, have to think that it is a dropship. Didn't see an armory, and Blind Valkyrie would be pretty bad this early, to be honest. I guess it could kill some overlords, but I mean, just make a wraith then. Like, it's so much easier. So vultures, I think, is that with speed? I think that's with speed. Okay, and we do have him run by here. Can he get into the main? Actually, nothing, or there is 2 hydras blocking the ramp, so really this just did not work. I think he got like 1 drone. Pretty well held. So basically that entire tech didn't work, but it is a good distraction for this dropship. It's going to depend on whether ChoJa can hold this or not. Confirmed that was a hydrogen. Alright, here comes the drop, starting to unload. But there are hydras to fight here, the Marines, and actually a firebat and a medic. Stim, trying to get some drone kills there, but not able to find any. They're running into the main. I think a couple drones. Yeah, it looks like 4 drones even just died. But Hydra Speed is done, and I think he's going to be able to chase down this dropship. Actually, no, NaDa's so lucky. Just barely got out of there. So that actually did do a little bit of damage. Still in a situation where this is one basic NaDa who really does need to get this damage done. Not sure he's really gotten enough to catch up quite yet, but he has been getting some damage done, and as long as he doesn't lose his dropship, it's not too bad. Probably... okay, so there's the command center, just about done. I was going to say he's going to need one of those, or he's going to have to try to actually just fully all in at some point here and end the game. But NaDa going to be moving into just a bit of a later game. We will see a mid-game. This very low dropship flying home. Yeah, so far NaDa has been pretty coin flippy. So Kind of just cheering for ChoJJa at the moment. We'll see. Maybe NaDa can do something pretty spicy. He's obviously a very good player in overall. We'll see what his macro is like. I haven't actually watched a lot of NaDa games, but I know that he's very well respected. So you can't just cheese and be good. You have to be able to macro as well. And I know that NaDa can do that for sure. So we'll have to see how good he's going to be in this game. Siege tanks are going to be the tech here for defense. Very good against Hydralisks. Some just got shot. Probably a Zergling running in for a scout. Not even with speed yet. Those Zerglings are just slow, boys. Looks like that's probably not the tech ChoJJa is very interested in this game. Maybe like a Hydra Lurker and then Defilers later on. Pretty strong. NaDa adding on 3 more barracks, so not going to be too much of a tank commitment. Definitely a switch into mech I don't think is coming. Looks like the dropship got repaired up, but looking at ChoJJa's base here, he does have some drop defense. NaDa definitely not dropping where he went the first time, but he might be able to find a spot to get some harassment done. He's flying in now. Hydras see it really quickly, so I don't think this is going to get anything done. The question really now is, can NaDa get out of here? And yes, looks like he will make it out. That one Marine dying to protect his friends. Dropship gets some damage on it, but does live. Now it might fly over these Hydras over here, and if that's what happens, then yeah, this was basically a disaster, but not happened yet. We'll see what that dropship can get done. NaDa moving into science vessels. Okay, and looks like he's gonna... Okay, killing this Overlord maybe, but with the Hydras here... Oh, okay. Not sure there's a lot of damage to be done. Actually getting those 2 drones is pretty good. So this drop, finding something. Dropship is going to abandon this bio, but honestly they traded not so bad. Hydras didn't really trade very efficiently with that bio, so overall a fine drop. Dropship lives. Not any huge advantage, but getting those couple drones is pretty nice. And not taking terrible trade against the Hydras. Seems worth enough, especially getting the dropship out alive. NaDa is worried about an attack here. I guess I don't blame him. The bunkers are going to be very useful against these lurkers, and obviously the siege tanks do a really good job against them as well. I don't think a Hydra lurker attack is really in order. Maybe NaDa's thoughts there is not so much that he thinks he's going to get attacked, but he wants to attack and be more well protected. So, building the bunkers at home. This isn't StarCraft 2 either. You can't salvage them. It's not like you can do... you can build those just in case and then later on salvage them once you have some units. That is... The 200 minerals committed, but NaDa has got a huge army, and these armies kind of just passed each other on the middle of the map. ChoJJa going around, so I think NaDa, actually ChoJJa pulled his Hydras back, so NaDa is setting up in a pretty nice spot here. Hard to attack this, tanks in that area, especially with sort of lower tech units. Maybe with some Mutalisks, he could attack into that, but it's going to be really tough with just Hydra Lurker. Those tanks do not have a lot of surface area around them to make them vulnerable, and the Marines are actually behind them right now, so honestly, probably the best thing ChoJJa could do to hit those tanks right now is just run in with a bunch of speedlings and have them kill each other. If he hit with speedlings on those tanks at the same time, or maybe a little bit after, so that the tanks were firing on the speedlings first, hit behind, maybe that would work, but NaDa's actually moving in with his bio and is about to kill that hatchery. I say about to, but he's basically, yeah, he's already done it. Not basically. Everything in the natural dead now, and NaDa's actually going to set up a pretty spicy contain. Defense matrix on a tank that's not being attacked. Okay. One sunk is definitely not going to be enough to hold this. Neither will those lurkers, but ChoJJa is trying to come in from the back, but kind of running in there, getting shot at, and then running away. So kind of the worst of both worlds there for ChoJJa. And now NaDa has a really good spot, and yeah, okay. So if you were wondering whether NaDa can macro or not, like question and answer, yes. Yes, he can. That is a lot of stuff. He's kind of just pressing buttons. Honestly, you know, his original play wasn't amazing. Maybe ChoJJa a little head. I'm not exactly sure how that goes out. I'd love to hear what someone who's played the game as a Terran a lot more would say about that. But it didn't really matter. You know, his first drop or his Vulture harass, like being absolutely completely shut down. Maybe killing like one drone for 3 vultures plus speed. It's quite an investment for almost no gain. But NaDa's like, well, whatever, dude. I'll just press buttons, and then you'll lose anyway. Actually, I do know NaDa. One of the things he's known for is his high APM. So that is kind of like the main thing that's tough to have for macroing, especially in this matchup where you're making Marines. You know, compared to like Protoss units, Zealot is 100 minerals, Dragoon's 125 and 50 gas. Well, Marine is 50 minerals. You know, Protoss is building up like 8 gateways, while Terran's probably building up like 10 or 11 barracks, and has to click more for each one. So, especially in this matchup where you tend to go bio, it is very APM intensive. So, pretty important to be able to click those buttons, and we can see, yeah, NaDa can do that. So he has now taken out basically everything he cared about in ChoJJa's main. ChoJJa is on 3 base, but really got his tech reset. Lost 3 hatcheries, which is a lot of production. He's definitely relying on. And NaDa now is kind of just roaming the map. I'm not sure if he knows where all of ChoJJa's bases are. He doesn't know where the bottom middle base is. So ChoJJa's 3rd, he's aware of where that is, but the other 2 on the left side of the map he might not know about. I think NaDa probably assumes there are other bases somewhere, but you don't really need to know where they all are to be pressuring somewhere. And ChoJJa has burrowed his lurkers, but tanks are in range. Pretty good volley off on those units. ChoJJa unburrows and pulls back. Burrows and then unburrows again. I think he's going for a counterattack right now. And this base was scouted by some Marines, so actually it's going to go down for free. Nothing traded back there. And this base here is scouted as well. I think NaDa's just going to close this one out pretty soon. Obviously, he's been really far ahead. Really for quite a while. When he killed the natural more or less for free, I think you can put him quite solidly ahead. Really what it was getting that position on the on that bridge. Just very difficult for ChoJJa to attack into that. Now with this group of Marines over here at really his second last mining base. Very painful for ChoJJa. The lurkers do hatch, so maybe he can kill these off. We'll have to see. One lurker doesn't get burrowed, but the other does. And a pretty good volley takes out a lot of the Marines. So I do think ChoJJa will be able to clean this up. And definitely now with these other lurkers rallying in. But NaDa has been moving his tanks over to ChoJJa's new main. Previous 3rd. Defense matrix on that Marine. A little gratuitous at this point, but there we go. GG from ChoJJa. Pretty tough game. Really, NaDa just pressed a ton of buttons, man. Like, actually pretty impressed. His early game, I would say, didn't work out that well, especially that Vulture run by. Not a huge commitment, but quite a bit of a commitment. You know, getting the add-on, getting the upgrade, 3 Vultures, and getting essentially nothing out of it. And then his drop, mostly getting repelled, but that macro follow-up was definitely good enough, so NaDa is going to take the first game here, ChoJJa at 0-1. I do hope you enjoy the game. I hope you tune in for the next one.